and fish on. Oh! What? Fish on. That seems like a pretty nice one, and it is. Big pike. Oh, holy crap, Dad. Yeah. Check that pike out, guys. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grove here, Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure you go hit that subscribe button for me. Help me at 30,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. But in today's video, I got a bunch of ice fishing stuff here, and I'm gonna go over pretty much everything you guys need to go ice fishing. I was actually hanging out with some buddies the other day that have never been ice fishing, and they were asking me, what do you need to go ice fishing? What's all the gear, the tackle, everything you need to know? So I figured I would go home and make a little video for you guys that don't ice fish or have never been ice fishing and want to get into it. So it's pretty fun. I've been ice fishing pretty much my whole life with my dad and twin brother, and we have caught so many super nice fish through the ice. It's always a blast getting out there, catching a bunch of panfish through the ice, big northern pike, big bass. It's a lot of fun. So if you guys have never tried ice fishing, I highly recommend it if you guys get safe ice in your area. But the first thing that I'm going to talk about is probably for safety. And you really want to make sure the ice is safe before you get out there on the water. And the number one thing that I always have with me is a spud bar. This is an ice spud bar. It's a super heavy bar that when you're walking out to your spot, you want to hit this on the ice and make sure there is safe ice, because that's the number one thing when you're out there is safety. And another thing that I normally always have on me, I forget it sometimes, but this is always really good to have so you don't slip on clear ice, is ice spikes. You just put these right on your boot. They slide right over your boot, and these are really nice to have when there's no snow on the ice. But when there's snow, it's not as slippery on the ice. So I thought I would talk about those real quick. Those are pretty essential to have when it's slippery, because you don't want to be slipping around on the ice. I've done it before. I fell on the ice, it hurts, so you want to make sure to always have those. And like I said, carry a spud bar, an ice spud bar. This is essential when you're going out there ice fishing. So there's that. And then also, it's normally pretty cold when you're out there on the ice. It's sometimes in the negatives here in Michigan. It gets pretty cold. I've even been up to like northern Minnesota ice fishing, and I think when I was out there it was around negative 20, negative 30 degrees. So you want to have some warm gear, and what I have is the Striker ice suit, and this jacket is super heavy duty. I got the jacket plus the bibs right here. And I normally always have these on me when I'm out there on the ice, and that is because these are a float suit as well. So there's the Striker ice suit. It's super nice. It fits super comfortable as well. And that's super important to have on you to keep you warm. And like I said, it's a float suit. So if you're out there walking and if you happen to fall through on accident, that suit is going to help you float, and it could potentially save your life. So I really like to have that suit. That suit all together I think was around like $500, but $500 that could save your life, guys. So I really like having that on me. That's pretty essential as well. So I even wear this when I'm out on the boat when it's cold here in Michigan. Like I had this when I was out last week. It's like in the 30-degree weather around here right now in Michigan, and I'm still out on the boat right now. So I've been taking that suit. It's super warm. I really like it, guys. But there's that. And then another really cool thing to have is this Markham fish finder, the M3. I don't even know how long I've had this for, probably a long time. Me and my dad I think my dad got this for me a long time ago. I can't even remember, but this thing is super nice. It's a flasher, so when you're out there, when you get your auger, I guess I forgot to mention an auger, but when you auger your hole, this is how you find the depth of the bottom. It also marks all the fish that when you put your lure down there, you'll be able to see a bunch of fish coming up to your lure. And this is super important when you're out there to have, for me at least. You don't have to have this. You can go old school without the flasher, but in my opinion, it's fun to have that, to be able to see the fish come up to your lure, so you'll be ready to set the hook. But like I said, another really important thing to have is an ice auger. I've got a propane auger. It's downstairs. I didn't grab it, but there's hand augers as well. You can just hand auger through the ice, or you can have an electric one or a propane one. I know a lot of guys have the battery powered ones, so those are super nice. I think they're called the ion augers. Those are pretty cool. But that is pretty essential to have, because you have to get through the ice to catch some fish. And also, once you get through the ice, you want to have a scooper to be able to pull or to clean out the ice or snow or whatever is in the hole once you drill the hole with your auger. But this one's actually a super heavy duty scooper. I just got this from Fish Frostbite, and it's super cool, super heavy duty. This thing extends, so if you're looking for a new ice scooper, this thing is pretty legit. You don't even have to bend down. This thing's super long. I think it's even longer than that. It's super, super cool. Oh yeah, there we go. And it also has a measuring stick on it, so you can just have this measure your pike, big pike or whatever you catch real quick. I think that's pretty cool, guys. So shout out to Frostbite for sending me this. Those guys are super cool at Frostbite. They're always hooking me up with a bunch of gear. So if you guys are looking for any ice fishing apparel, any ice fishing rods, reels, tackle, Frostbite has some really good stuff. But I think that pretty much goes over some of that stuff. We're gonna go over some rods real quick. I guess I could go over my shanty, and you don't have to have an ice shanty, but I really like getting an ice shanty when I'm all set up. And especially if it's super cold out, you want to have something to keep you warm, to get out of that wind, get out of that cold. So I have a big Eskimo shanty. And here it is, actually. It's a super heavy duty one. I got this, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago I picked this up, and let me tell you, this is probably one of my favorite ice houses I have ever had. The Eskimo one, it's insulated. I normally will carry a heater with me, a propane heater, and this keeps me super nice and warm when I'm out there pike spearing, going for crappies, bluegills through the ice. I really like to have this shanty with me, so it's super easy to set up. It's just a pop-up shanty, so you pull it out, pull all the bars out, and it's up in less than like 5 minutes. So I really like this thing. It's super nice. And also another tip to stay warm, especially to keep your feet warm, is to buy this foam flooring for when you get set up in your shanty. I've got a bunch of these little foam squares to set down on the ice so your feet aren't on the ice all day. This is essential to have, especially with my fiance, Gabby. She loves keeping her feet warm, so I definitely gotta have this when I'm out there on the ice. This is super important to have, especially for Gabby. So I've got a bunch of these. I just set them up all around on the floor on the ice. It keeps your feet warm. But we pretty much covered all that, and I'll show you guys a few of the rods that I have. This one, I think I just bought this from Bass Pro. I think it was like $100 or something. So that's not too bad for a nice little ice fishing rod. It's 26 inches. It's a medium action, so it's pretty heavy duty. And I got a little tiny frostbite jig on there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is the money bait for big crappies, big bluegills, big perch. I like that one right there. And then I also got a couple other ones. But my buddy, Blue Jays Outdoors, actually got me this ice fishing bucket. And it has a bunch of little pockets. This is really good to have when you're just hole hopping, going to a bunch of different spots, trying to locate those fish. So shout out to my buddy Blue Jays. I got a bunch of different rods in here. I really like these rods. I actually have a frostbite rod right here and reel. If I can get it out, I got a bunch of different stuff in here. There we go. Here is a frostbite pan fish stick. It's a 29 ultralight. So that's also a frostbite reel. That thing's super nice. I don't even know if I've used this yet. I set it up last year and I don't even know if we really got a ton of ice. But I think I have like 4-pound test on that fluorocarbon. And then I have a little tiny, almost like perch style jig on there, a crappie jig. And I have a little tiny frostbite plastic on there. So like I said, Frostbite makes some really good plastics. Pretty much everything for ice fishing, they make a ton of really good stuff. And another cool thing to have when you're out there ice fishing, what I've been doing literally my whole life is setting up tip-ups for big northern pike, big bass through the ice. It's a lot of fun when you're just hanging out going for crappies or bluegills. You can go set up. Here in Michigan, you can have 3 lines in a person. So normally I'll be jigging and I'll have 2 of these set up with live suckers or live shiners on these. And basically just what you do, you put some braided line on there, a treble hook, and you put a big shiner on there and put your flag down just like that. And when a fish takes it, the flag goes up and you're going run into that flag. It's a lot of fun. I love ice fishing. I can't wait to do some ice fishing this year. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. If you guys have never ice fished, it's a ton of fun, that's for sure. But I think that pretty much goes over all the ice fishing stuff. Like I said, I just wanted to make a quick little video. I know a lot of guys are already ice fishing up in northern Canada. It's crazy. I've seen a few guys over in Colorado already ice fishing, so I thought I would do a little ice fishing video going over some stuff. I have a bunch of different lures in here, some frostbite stuff. Here's some frostbite tungsten ice jigs. There's that one. It's like a fire tiger color. And then this one's, like I said, it's the snoozeberry color. It's like a pink and blue. So those ones are really cool. But I think that pretty much covers everything that I normally take when I'm ice fishing. You want some heavy duty boots to keep your feet super nice and warm. You want some really nice socks, some wool socks. That's super important to keep your feet cold so you don't get frostbite on your toes. But alright guys, well, I think I'm pretty excited to go ice fishing. I'm gonna try to collab with some other creators ice fishing this year over in Minnesota, Wisconsin, see if I can go up there and do some ice fishing collabs. Drop a comment below who you guys think I should go ice fishing with. It should be a pretty good season here in Michigan. Probably do a lot of pike spearing, go for crappies, do a lot of stuff like that, so it should be fun. But really appreciate you guys watching today's video, and we will see you in the next one.